everyone. I hope you are all doing fine. I hope we are all doing fine. How have you been? Nice to see you here. Welcome here, guys. I'm trying to share this live, and if you join us right now, kindly share this live among your friends, family, peers, relatives, Yeah, share. Today we have a very interesting topic, and sorry guys for last time. I had promised you that we are going to go live, but due to some connection problem, we didn't manage to go live. I actually started it, but connection on my side was the issue. And I hope you understood, guys. So apologies on the same. Here in Burundi, people who have been here, like content creators or someone who does online thing, can confirm with me that there is a connection problem. So once you come here, you need to prepare yourself and be ready, like to meet a problem in connection along the way. But I'm not just to scare you guys. It is just that Burundi is developing and it's manageable, such that you use some money to get connection. Not like other countries, you can even upload with only Wi-Fi. Okay, yeah. So guys, welcome here. Okay, I'm happy to see you all. And if you're joining right now, I apologize. Last time we were going live, but connection didn't make us possible to talk about the topic of the day. So I saw it better today. I go live a little bit earlier. Now I think it's 4:12 here in Bujumbura. I think in Nairobi, Kenya is 5:12 because they are way much 1 hour ahead before us. So still in office, and thank you so much for joining. I can see already 2 people have joined. Kindly share this video, guys. Maria Masipa, hello sister, how are you doing? I appreciate you being here. Kindly share this video, guys. Even if I don't see you here, I think we'll start right away. Make sure to revisit. Okay, so guys, I still wonder, in this 21st century, why they still prefer, like they still say Burundi is the poorest country in all world. Imagine, in all continents, all over the world, they still refer us Burundians as the poorest country. And if you're watching me, someone tell the people that I'm live kindly, because they are calling kindly. Yeah. Burundi time is the same as US in South Africa. Yeah. South Africa and Kenya. No, South Africa and Burundi is the same time, I think. Yeah. So, Maria Masipa, thank you so much for joining this live. Kindly share this video. So we are talking about why they still refer Burundi as the poorest country. And when it comes to, imagine someone sitting down and they do their own research. They do everything. And you know what determines the country, if it is poor or rich, is the GDP, gross domestic products. So imagine they sit down, they do their own research, and I don't mean one research. If you go Google, you will find many researchers terming Burundi as the world poorest country. Such a not good way to start with, but I believe we can still make it. So today I want us to talk about that. Why is it that Burundi is poor in the whole world. Imagine, in the whole world, termed as the poorest, and it's not something to be proud of, you know. So I sat down and I said, no, we must engage with you guys, and it will be so good if I could have some Burundians here to just engage. We engage together. But now I don't like blame it, because I understand there's some plenty population here in Burundi don't have access to network. Like, also in this 21st century, you find some people using the button phone, or some even don't have any phone to communicate at all. They just borrow from their friends so that they can reach people who are still here in other provinces. Yeah, so the GDP, gross domestic product, and what is this? So right away we Google about it. No time to waste. Okay, I'm going to read this for you. Gross domestic product is the total monetary or market value of all the finished goods, mark that word, finished goods, and services produced within a country, borders in a specific period of time. So what to mark here? It is the monetary value of the market that has produced finished goods. So let us start from there. The GDP of Burundi. I wonder still why it is way below $300. Ask me why. This is because in Burundi there are plenty of lands, guys. And if I say plenty of lands, trust me, I live here. I have seen plenty of arable lands not put into use. Okay. Also, another thing I saw, the main source here they rely on is farming. That tells you there is a lot of land for farming. But when it comes to GDP, gross domestic product in Burundi, why is it still termed as the poorest country? Guys, my heart is bleeding, and it's not that it's bleeding because I am after my own selfish gain. No, it's bleeding because imagine the country has plenty of land, okay? Plenty of farming areas, plenty of natural resources, but still our GDP is below average, you know? But we still can make it, because we see the gross domestic product of a country is what determines if the country is poor or rich. Now you see the problem comes in here. Is it because we don't exploit our natural resources? Is it because there is poor management? What is the problem? What is the problem? I fail to understand, because I am sure if it is something that we come together and we find like this is a problem, then we brainstorm to bring the solution, the GDP of Burundi will rise. I am sure it will rise, because there is plenty of land here. There is plenty of opportunities we have not yet exploited. Imagine, we are termed as the world poorest country, yet there are a lot of lands. There are a lot of, mainly majority of the population depend on farming. That one shows you that we have plenty of land, but still the GDP so low. Burundi produce their own, let me say, food. When it comes to food and cash crop, oh my God, Burundi has plenty of it. Most families you find, they feed themselves just from the farm, direct from the farm. They are the ones doing farming. So they eat direct from their farms. I still wonder, when will we reach that point that we exploit the potential of here? Because there is plenty. If you find someone in Burundi, you just ask them, what is Burundi famous for? They will tell you. Fresh fruits, fresh vegetation. You just get what you want direct from the farm. But now I fail to understand how comes our gross domestic products making us to be termed as the world poorest country, you know? So that one leads to our next thing. And as we continue, I'm going to read your comments, guys, so that we see if we are on the same WhatsApp group, okay? Armel Joy says, hi, I'm Armel Wiman. I'm here in Bujumbura. Thanks, great woman. Thank you so much, Armel, for joining this live, and kindly share it to your fellow Burundians. I want us to brainstorm. Share it to fellow Burundians. We want to know what is the problem Burundi has, what is the solution to give. Not only us, like we come together, you know, once we unite as a nation, as brothers and sisters, not seeing each other as enemies, we are going to make great Burundi. Burundi is a very beautiful country. I don't know if you can see what I'm seeing. I don't know. But as we continue, we need people like you to awaken people and make them know that it is time to wake up and be productive. So great woman, thanks for your awakening spirit. Thank you so much, Armel. You are the kind of people who make us to continue doing what we are doing, like you propel us. Yeah, so you know, as a country to grow, each and every country has a problem, guys. Every country has their own problem, but how do they solve these problems? You know, so when it comes to Burundi, there is that problem of natural, for example, disaster. Okay, we have plenty of natural resources, and I think in all world you go, like all continents, you'll just come to Burundi and can attest that we are the richest when it comes to natural resources. So some of the problems I think that lags a country that is developing behind is the natural disasters, and these ones we have no control over them. Why? Because this is the act of God. For example, we cannot control rain, we cannot control flooding. You know, when it rains, it has heavy rains, we cannot control it. That is one of the natural disasters, and there are some consequences when it comes to that. You know, something like if there is so much, let's say, sun, obvious what will be the repercussion. There will be drought in one way or another. So also the climate change sometimes, but we cannot rely on that as a problem. That is a problem. What solution are we giving? Okay, we have natural disasters, things we cannot control. Other countries still have them. But what measures are we giving as the people of Burundi? Are we going to unite to change the narrative, to make people see that Burundi is the best of the best country to live in? Or are we going to sit down, complain? Every time you are just on the complaining side. You cannot even help in brainstorm. You are even against your own. Like you don't love your own country. First of all, start by loving where you're from. Start by loving where you're from. You cannot grow a country if you yourself, you don't like you are not proud of being a Burundian. Imagine me, I am from another country. I came to Burundi, now I am a Burundian, and I'm so proud. I don't care if they say we are the poorest, I don't care. What I know is that I'm going to work towards improving the nation to be in future among the top richest country in the whole world. You know, let's talk about things like corruption, which are there. Corruption are there in all countries. They are. But what is corruption? What is corruption? For me, I can term it as the use of power for selfish gains. Because most of the thing when it comes to corruption, and I think, guys, you need to comment down below, have you ever come across such things I'm talking about? Because it's not only here. Corruption is in every world. But now you find there are some countries, the government is trying as much as possible to bring down those cases of corruption. And they have kept very harsh measures such that if you are found corrupt, you are in for it. You are rendered questionable, you know. And even some governments, they have kept that the death penalty because of corruption, you know. So, use of power for selfish gain, I can term it as corruption. And I can see Joy, sorry, Dorcas, Anuda, hello, Raquel, hello, welcome to this live. You have joined today, you made it. We are talking about important things here. And as much as we are talking about what happens, current situation, we need to find the solution. Yeah. So I was saying, if you are in power, and you know each and every government fight corruption, but still you'll find underwater. Like I can say my experience. There is a day, not in this country. I'm not going to mention the country, but I went to do some process. Like for you to start a work, you need business permit. So I want to do the process. I start from zero so that I get the business permit, and I go and I follow the instruction, everything. You need to pay this and this amount. You need to do research of the business, the name, so that you find that no one else is using that name. But now there is still somewhere in someone sitting in an office will just tell you, you need to pay this amount to me so that you get the service. And that now lags us behind. For me, I've ever been faced in such a situation. And guys, I tell you, such situation make you helpless. Because if you are not going to pay that amount the person is asking for, I can tell you for sure you're not going to run your business in peace. So you need to weigh. And it's not that we give because we want to. Yes, we are patriotic to our country, but the people who are in position, they are the ones who are misusing their power to make us pay for service that should be rendered free by the government. So imagine, okay, either I pity someone who doesn't have the capability of paying. You know, corruption leads the country in a bad state, and it leads also to increased inequality. Because what if the mama mboga, like the person who cannot afford to corrupt the money for corruption, what do you think about them? That means that they are not going to get services, you know. And I think it's a problem that faces a country that is termed as the poorest in the world. One of the main things that makes it be termed as that is the things I'm talking about, like corruption. For me, since I came here, I never experienced, but they somehow you feel like someone is asking you for something and you feel like they want, it's just that they pass through the other ways so that parables, you know. But if they find you are open, like your mind is exposed, they are going to know how to handle you. But at sometimes you find that even the service you wanted, you don't get it, you know. So these increased inequalities, things like low economic development, you know, because if a nation is corrupt, everyone wants you give. When will we develop as a country? When will we develop as a country if the nation is corrupt? I don't mean that I'm just giving an example. You see the kind of problem African continent face. So that means the money that should go to taxation, the money that should go back to the government to help now the government to do the development like roads, things like electricity, is lost in corruption because someone wants to use their power to gain selfish gain, to get that money that should have gone in other use to improve the nation, you know. So these are some of the factors that we are talking about. And also it can, this corruption, every time someone wants you to give them tips. In fact, tips is different because when you talk about tips, you are appreciating someone for the good work they have done, and tip is out of your heart. But now, if it goes to an extent, someone asks it Like I want this so that I do this, and there's someone in power, it also discourage investment opportunities. And now this is where I am coming in from. Most foreigners who want to invest, they run away. Why? They hear the things like inequality, they hear corruption, so they are like, for how long will I keep giving so that my business will be standing strong? So they discourage also investments, you know. So, and these are some of the factors or some of the things that lag a country behind for it to be termed as the poorest country in the whole world. We have things like conflict. And conflict, I don't mean that it is any sharp disagreement between you, your relative, your family, your friend. It's a conflict, guys. But remember, we can agree to disagree, or we can disagree to agree in a polite way. It's not a must every time we quarrel. But these sharp agreements, maybe I don't agree to what you're saying, maybe your own interest, maybe it's something we are disagreeing upon, you know. So conflict also brings about for a country to be termed as the poorest country. You find some people fighting, and this fight, for example, person A, person B are fighting. When these two people fight, remember, person A has people who support him or her. Person B has people who support him or her. Now when these two people fight, the people who support A, the people who support B, they are still going to support them. And even maybe they don't know what A and B is conflicting about, but they are going to fight even the, you know, support. No, they are not supposed to do you this, you know, and they are the ones who put even salt to an injury. Because if it is a conflict, these two people, A and B, could come together, reason out, settle their differences without even that party knowing. Because once you go tell this third person, or they do me this and this, now they become like, why? And you know the person you are fighting with, or the person you are in conflict with, will still have people who support them, and they are going also to back them up. So you can find conflict starting from only two people, only disagreement, and it brings about more people from here, from this, and it keeps growing. Conflict that could have been settled in an amicable way, you find people fighting here and there every day. And the bad thing is that you are fighting your own. You are fighting fellow Africans, and there is nothing you feel wrong about it. Why? Because also of pride. So guys, are we ready to listen to this kind of talks, or are we going just to sit down and see being termed as the world poorest country? The truth is, there is still conflict in politics. That's why we have opposition and the government. But opposition is not there to conflict, is there to talk about what they see the government is going again, like is not doing, and they're supposed to do, just to keep the government in check. That is the main purpose of the opposition, to talk about, or to seek to keep the government in check of what they are doing, that they think they should be doing better, you know. But now this conflict, like I said, we can disagree to agree politely, and we can agree to disagree in a polite way. So before you start conflict, remember there are some people backing you. It doesn't matter which you are from, only you two people who start the disagreement can sit down, brainstorm, come up with solution without involving third parties, you know. And this conflict, you know, everything that is there in a country that is termed as the poorest country, there must be repercussions, and that's why we are termed as the world poorest country. You find like if there is conflict, that means a lot of people will be displaced, maybe from their homes, maybe from their shops, maybe from even the area they are familiar with, like the tribe. Though here in Burundi, I've not heard about tribalism. They speak one language. They are all Burundians. But I'm speaking the problems facing Africa in general, and the countries termed as the poorest countries. You find the same factors I'm speaking about. They are all of them in that country, you know. And when there is conflict, also there is lagging behind of development. When are you going to develop if you are fighting each other? Guys, this is a challenge. When are we going to develop if there is conflict in your country? First of all, peace. Peace is what makes a country flourish. If there is peace, everything is good. Everything just flows, you know. When it comes to development, it just flows. When it comes to like uniting, it just flows. Why? The term peace. Peace is what makes everything to flourish. But if you are in conflict, when are you going to build a nation? Every time here, like fighting, and I don't mean fighting like physical, maybe by words, maybe you are fighting by disagreements, maybe you are fighting by maybe envy, you know, things like that. Conflict doesn't mean only fight, you know. It's a whole sector in under one umbrella. And you can find even through conflict, they can bring about deaths, injuries, assassinations, things like that, just because of disagreement. But if a country is in conflict, trust me, you are not going to move forward. Be your brother's keeper. Love your neighbor as you love yourself. That way you'll not go to fight your fellow, knowing that you are building the same nation. And most of the times, I'm sorry to say, this conflict, maybe politicians start it, maybe, I'm speaking from the view. But you find them, they are friends. Guys, don't fight your neighbor, don't fight your brother. They just disagree on some points. And if I explain, if A and B, they are fighting, they are in conflict, they should settle the conflict among themselves. And you as a proud member of the country, you usually say, I'm proud to be a Kenyan, I'm proud to be a Burundi, I am patriotic to my country. You should be wise enough to know I should not go fight my brother because of so and so. Because not everyone is equal. We cannot reason the same. We can never have the same thinking. We can never be the same, even in thinking. There's someone who loves certain things. There's someone who differ, you know. So we need to respect each other. This conflict we do away with, you know. And that way we'll be far much ahead in life. I don't like being termed as the world poorest country. Why? Why are we termed as the world poorest country? Don't you think that's a bad key name to be called? Let me just use the word key name, because key is a very bad word. We can do it better. We can, and I believe we can. Isn't it, guys? Yeah, we can. Share these videos. Share this video. We get to have more people hearing this conversation, and I know we are going to be empowered at the end of this. And I'm not here to talk about things from the government. Okay, I am just a proud citizen trying to see what is lagging behind in the country that can make us unite and change this narrative, because it's so bad to be termed as the word poorest country. Since I come here, I like to find why are we termed as the word poorest country, because everything that I see here is the same in other country. There is still conflict, there is still, but how do we manage? How do we manage? And we are blessed to have the most country, the richest in natural resources. But now, here comes another thing. How can we solve all these things to not be termed as the poorest country tomorrow? The number one thing I think we should do is creating more jobs opportunity. And how will we achieve this? Is when we do away with conflict, we do away with corruption, we do away with inequalities, and we come together as a nation. We brainstorm, we listen to each and every one concerned. We try to understand each other, and that way the country infrastructure will move forward. That I mean road system, the connection system, schools, water, sanitation, you know, that is what we need. Let us do away with the differences. Let us come together. We are one nation. We are one people, you know. If we come together, you don't look at, oh, this one hurt me, oh, this one, do away with it. Or come, resonate, forgive each other. Reason, agree to disagree, disagree to agree politely. You know, that way we'll create more jobs, because if there is peace, the country moves forward. If there is peace, there will be enough money for us to improve on the infrastructural sectors. There will be enough funds to improve on the road connection, road network, even the network connection itself for you to access. There will be a lot to work on, and that means we'll create more job opportunities. Some people go to build roads, some people go to construction sites for the houses, some people go to install electricity, you know. That's what I'm talking about. And I think that way will make the world a better place. And another thing I think we should do, provide education for all. Because trust me not, some of the African countries, education still a problem. Some people are not educated. Some people just live their life like they wake up, go do their daily activities, return, eat, sleep, and they call it a day. But now education is the key to success. If we provide that success to everyone, I mean education, how will you think the country will be 10 years to come? If everyone is educated, like this one knows about, you have information, you know, because if you go to schools, that is where most information is passed. And there are a lot of genius, I believe, it's just that they lack opportunity. So if we provide education for all, we empower. The minds are open-minded, such that someone who thought life is all about farming can see, oh, okay, there's another thing I can do apart from farming to increase on the nation building. Like example, I can go learn how to be an engineer. I can construct and structure houses. And that way, congratulations first of all to one of the engineers here. He's doing great job, guys. And if you have not yet seen some of the things I try to bring out here in Burundi, kindly visit my channels. In the playlist, you go and see the kind of content I do. you are going to see how Burundi we are coming up soon and very soon. Oh, hey, you are not going to term us as the world poorest country. I believe we are bringing up brilliant minds in future, and it starts now. Okay, give us just 10 years. If we are going to follow all these things I am documenting, I tell you for sure, we are going to be creating future. Burundi is a blessed land. Burundi is a land of natural resources, very rich in natural resources. Burundi is a peaceful land now as we are speaking, and congratulations, because now I can see some development. Talk of the town. Some structures, building structures are coming up. Talk of the roads. They have already removed the two shops that were near the road. They are planning to expand in some areas. And I tell you, if you go to the road in the airport on your way, oh my God, you feel like you are in another country. You know why? Development has started. And it's all start with you, with me, and with all others, if we are open-minded. You know, and also we need to provide environmental program. Like, we need to engage ourselves in this environmental programs, and by that I mean, if there is something like community work, join others. That way you never know tomorrow what might bring. If you join these community work programs, and most of them are sponsored. Like recently, we did a run for some 7 orphans, and we managed to raise some funds, and now they are in school. Like the Kenyans in Burundi, they came up with the idea. You see, now this environmental program, you need to support as Burundians. You come. There were some Burundians, there are some Ugandans, because once we come up with the idea, we let everyone who is willing to come and join us. But still, your number is still wanting, because we needed more Burundians to come and show support to your own. But I think it was planned very fast, so maybe you didn't get the information. But thank you so much for the Burundians who showed up. Another thing I think we should do is to protect children. You see, most vulnerable children, and I mean in terms of education, obvious, we have already talked about it, but also you know, some children are facing conflict. I can tell you, you can find a child in town, their work is just doing like this: give, oh please, I want this, just like this. And then I wonder to myself, where are the parents of these children? Every time, even now as you move, like if I move out of here and I just go, I'll find a child. I wonder, where are the parents of those children? Is it that they are not empowered? Is it that it's lack of education? Is it that is lack of opportunity? I don't understand. But guys, remember, we cannot all of us be the same. You find that, let me give you an example. These children who keep borrowing money, their parents, they are in town, but they have left their homes in rural. They don't want to farm. They hear life so easy. So imagine if a child gets, like, every day, everyone gives small amount, and per day maybe it is $10 if it is March, let's say example. And maybe from one family there are 3 children, and these children, they are sent to go borrow. Everyone comes home, for example, with $10 equivalent. So that when they see, it's easier. Meaning they'll not stop this. But how are we going to empower them? Are they going to borrow every day? What if the government does away with that? What will happen next? We need to empower these people. Like, educate them. Give them jobs such that they don't send their kids to go borrow. You know, it's such a, I don't want to use the word shame, but if you are there in rural, you have plenty of land. You have every means, like you can farm, but you send your children to borrow. What is that? Lack of empowerment. Children need to be protected until a certain age. Children are our future tomorrow generation. If we spoil their minds today, what do you think are we bringing up for the future? Will we not be bringing about thieves who knew how to look for money in some mischievous ways since they were young? We'll be bringing about people who don't know how to be honesty. Because even you find they send them to lie this and this, oh, your mama died. But if you follow up, you find it's all false. So what kind of generation are we bringing in future? Children need to enjoy being children, not forcing them to man up and take family responsibility. Once you give birth to a child, be ready to take care of him or her, not to give them responsibilities before they reach their age where they should be responsible. And that brings us to our next, empowerment. Also, we need to teach them, the people, about how to manage families. Not to brainwash them at, yeah, Bible says this and this. Like, you should not take family planning. Okay, why are you bringing children in this life for them to suffer? If you know very well you cannot take good care of the children, you pass them through very unwanting conditions, sending them to borrow. If you see the children, the clothes are torn, you know. These are the kind of problems we are facing. And that's why they term us as the poorest country. But in real sense, we are not poor. Just lack of empowerment. Education, you know. And also by that I mean, let us protect early marriages, children. When you go to rural areas, I tell you, I don't know the age limit of Burundians, but I think it's once you reach 16, that's when you can get ID. But you'll find someone below that age, they fall in love with let me just use the name kids. They fall in love with a fellow kid and they give birth to a kid. Now, how are you going to assist them? Don't you see it's empowerment? We don't empower them. So they should know, if I do this, my future is at risk. My future will be like this. And they be educated. Because once someone is educated, I am sure they'll not go and get pregnant at 14, at 15. So that way children acts come in. Protect our children. Do away with conflict. Do away with early marriages. Provide education for all. Clean water and everything. This country will move forward. I'm not saying that other countries, they don't have the same problems. They have. But remember, Burundi is still developing. And as much as we are developing, still there are some problems we need to, there's some problem that comes up. Example, in the developing countries, they still have problems they are trying to give solution. So as much as country develops, there's still problems that develops with it. But now, how do we settle, or we try to do away with it? I am challenging us. I am challenging Burundians. Our GDP, gross domestic product, still below $300. I don't know now, because for now they are continuing to count, but I know. Let us check our country GDP as at now. Let us check, guys. Burundi GDP as at now. 2023. Let us see. We get to understand. Yeah, they are giving in percentage, but I want in dollars. Let us see. Yeah, guys. I can see someone saying, "Can you add me to your WhatsApp group?" Armel Joy, which WhatsApp group are you talking about? Kindly comment below so that I hear about it. Can you add me to your WhatsApp group? Just comment down below. I know what you're talking about, because maybe you mean my WhatsApp number. Maybe, I don't know. You just look at the description. I've kept my email. Just email me. I'll get to see your message, what you mean, and we can start a talk from there. Alfred Munoz says, "Hello, hope you are doing well. We'll watch the stream later. Kwaheri." Okay, Alfred, thank you so much for sparing your time to join here and try to comment. Okay, let us see the analytics of the GDP. I think we are going to look in dollars. We see now the difference, guys. We see the difference as a country, the GDP. I'm trying to see it. Current US dollars in Burundi was reported. Let us see the GDP. Gross domestic product. I want to check, guys. They have not yet updated for 2023. It is still in 2022, but I urge you to go do it in your own research about it. Then you come here, comment. Apart from that, guys, I think I have covered everything we need to know. But now you see all the factors we have talked about. They can lead to over-dependency also. So we need to brainstorm, come together, look at the solution. Nobody is coming to save us. Hey, nobody will come to save us. It is us to save ourselves. And if only we reason and find like that is the only solution, the earlier the better. The earlier we know that nobody is coming to save us, the better. Because we are going now to settle our differences, our conflicts, and join hands to build the nation. Okay? Yeah, so guys, I think I have passed my information, what I wanted to say. It's only your side. I just want you to pass this information by sharing this video to anyone you know outside there. Tell them if the points I've said, they are convincing enough for the country to move forward. I just want you to comment. And I see Chedi Manbore saying greetings, joining in right now. Greetings too. And I'll just urge you to go back and because you have joined right now, maybe, I don't know, and just see the points we raised out. Because to be termed as the world poorest country, guys, I feel like even becoming more bitter. Yeah, because we have all that it takes to beat that norm and we become the world richest country from Africa. You know, we can become the world richest country from Africa, guys. Do you believe me? And mostly pass this to Burundians, to Kenyans, to everyone, you know, in the whole world. But all in all, let us proud to be Burundians. Let us be proud to be Burundians. Once you are patriotic, it all starts from there. It all starts from you. Okay, where do you stand and say, I'm patriotic to my country. I stand to defend the Constitution. Yet you are not even proud of your country. You cannot even assist your own brother. In fact, guys, and I'm sorry to say, this is the only country I see when it comes to assisting someone, they somehow, you see, they are assisting, they are not, you know. It's like, but I assure you, once other countries want to assist their fellow, they do so even without looking which tribe they are from. And I am not saying this for anyone to come behind, like on my neck. No, just my observation. Show me of one person who have said they need help and they gotten it as much as possible. Even if they help, you'll find that some people come up, or they were pretending, or they did this. Can we help someone and then we just do away with it, we go to the next without seeing like, oh. But first of all, you do your own investigation even if you want to help, okay? So we need to unite. We need to have peace. And that way, the nation will move forward. Yeah, I think I had all of this. And I hope we are going to change. I hope in future, Burundi will be termed as the world's richest country. And we are in the race, we are in the marathon. We are coming with high speed. Guys, I tell you the development that is there right now. Ho ho. I wish if you left Burundi in like 6 years ago, you come back, you will be surprised. There is a lot of activities, a lot of development taking place, and a lot of investments, you know, a lot of investments. Yeah, so guys, on top of that, I wish you a good, is it afternoon? Not yet, yes, afternoon. Yes, I wish you a good afternoon. You all take care of yourself, and let's meet in the next one. I hope you share this video. If you have not yet subscribed to this channel, don't know what you're doing, subscribe, comment, like, share. Okay, that's the only way you can help us and we can have such kind of talks. Okay guys, let's meet in the next video. I love you all and bye bye.